Hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'm going to teach you how to roll a long fall. You're going to need a head clamp, a foam head, a human hair ball, a comb, a brush, finishing hairspray, stiff hold hairspray, T-pins to hold your hair onto your head, thermal styling spray, and curlers. Alright, you want to start by unwinding your wig clamp, your head clamp, and attaching it to a table. You put your head on the clamp, and then our hair is freshly washed, so it's kind of crazy. We're going to have to brush it. You place it on the back of the head. Don't touch it. And then you stick the T-pins through the lace cap.
Mommy, can I cover with markers?
I usually only put 3 pins in mine. Find the back of the head. Hands off. Now your wig is on your head.
That's enough of that sassy slush off, young lady. I got answers and I want some questions.
Brush it out. So now that we have our hair all brushed, we are going to work on sectioning it off into 3 relatively equal sections, with 1 down the middle and 2 on the sides. And then one thing that I forgot to mention was the fact that you're going to need a lot of clips. These clips can be found at Sally's or any other beauty supply store. They're really helpful when you don't want to use the clips that come on the curlers. Now you're going to take your comb and you're going to comb down off to the side of where you would think a middle part would be to start your first section. I usually twist it and then clip it with one of the claw clips that we saw previously. Then once that's clipped, we're going to do the same thing down the other side. Let me just pull the hair out of my T-pin and just down the side making 3 sections. They're not exactly equal in size, but the middle section is only about 2 inches wide, and it goes all the way from the top of the fall to the bottom. Then we're just going to twist this one also and wrap it up and then put a clip on it. Now I'm just inspecting the middle section, making sure that it's all about the same size. Brushing through the ends a little bit because they get a little tangled as you work with them. I really love the fact that unlike a human head, these foam heads and stands, you can just bend the stand back and it's like the person is tipping their head back. The Kenra Thermal Styling Spray, which you obviously can't see because it's out of focus, is my preferred product. A lot of other people use Redken hot sets. Either way, it's a hairspray type product that activates when it's heated, and so that'll help keep your curls in. You're going to need to spray that over the entire length of each section you curl. Now we just section off a little bit of the front. You only want your sections to be half as wide as your roller, is kind of the rule of thumb. So my rollers are about 1 inch by 2 inch for the bigger ones, and the smaller ones are probably 1/2 inch by 2 inch. And so my sections are usually 2 inches by 1/2 an inch. And you can just use the tip of your comb to section it off. It works pretty well. Also, I usually section my hair off as using the guide of where the hair is sewn into the lace cap, just so I'm not giving any extra pull on any sections. Just run your comb through it a little bit if it feels tangled, and then you're going to need to spray it with the thermal styling spray. Get your roller out, and starting from the end, you loop the end under and then roll it down towards the head. And as I roll each section of hair, I make sure that none of the hair is falling off the roller. And then right now you can put the clip that came with the roller back onto it. I'm sorry. You can put the clip that came on it to hold it while you make a second section. But the front 2 clips on both my daughter's head and on our hair pieces, I never use the actual clips for. I use the claw clips on the sides, but that's kind of hard to explain. It's easier to demonstrate. I'll show you once I get this one rolled. Now, even though I'm not spraying this one again, you should spray every single strand. This is the smaller size of my roller, and here's the larger. But I use the larger ones because it's a fall that goes in the back of her head. You should be, but you do need to make sure that you spray every single one of your sections of hair with a thermal styling spray. We don't have any pageants coming up for at least 3 weeks, so there's no need for me to waste my thermal spray right now. So you see I rolled all of them, both of them downwards, kind of towards the nape of the head, of the neck. And you do that because the curls don't come out very good if you roll them the other way. Plus, this is the direction that gives you the most volume. Now you're going to hold your two rollers together as best as you can, and we're going to clip the ends of the rollers as opposed to over the rollers so that our front hair does not get the awkward clip crease that some people get. Plus, this is also the most stable way to hold it. You'll frequently see me just hold all of my daughter's clips this way. The larger ones, you can only use two larger rollers can be held by a clip. With the smaller ones, I've been able to do as many as 3. And now we're going to work our way all the way down the rest of the mohawk. And to save you the trouble, I am going to fast forward through it. Alright, now that I realized that I wasn't recording, I rolled the side down and the back is all rolled back towards the neck. You roll it down as opposed to rolling it up because it gives the hair more volume and an easier curl to deal with. Now I'm going to start working on the other side of the head, in which we have just a small section left to do. You spray all the hair, and then you have to roll it. So let's brush through it a little because it hasn't been brushed since I worked on it. And then we will get to rolling the rest of this side and finishing up. Alright, so now that we're going to move on, I take the side of the hair and I usually split it into 2 sections, going 1 inch back from the front of the cap, or 2 inches back so that it's as wide as the curler. And then you start at the top, rolling down the head towards the ear, or at least where the ear would have been if this was somebody's actual head, and just make sure it's nice and smooth, and you use your your spray and everything will go perfectly. Alright, and now we've got the entire fall rolled. Um, as you can see, as I turn it around, it's all covered. You don't have any hairs hanging free. There is about 18 curlers in her head, and I have learned with my experience that you need to have at least 18 in order to know that you parted your segments into small enough sections. You could go up to, I would say, at least 24, but probably once you pass the 24 mark, you're getting to use too many. These clips, I do use the clips a lot to hold them still. They work better than any of the other clips that come on the curlers. I know that mine heat up, but using the claw clips tends to work out a lot better in the end because they stay still. As far as any other advice I could give, I would say roll your fall early. Don't wait till the night before. I try to do it on Thursday or Wednesday if we have a pageant on Saturday. That way you can remove them on Friday night before you go to bed and it's all ready in the morning, because even though we have 40 rollers, my daughter's head uses like 28, and so I have to reuse some of these rollers for her head. As you can see, all around it's not completely uniform, but they're all tight, nothing's dangling, there's no 1 inches of hair. There's a few on this side that are slightly lopsided, but that's not really a big deal. Just squeeze them in as best as you can. This rolling technique can be used for the long falls, baby falls, mini falls. They're all pretty secure. There is this one here that dangles slightly, but it'll be fine. I hope this helps.